Hey, this is Chuck Worley with the 757 House Whisperer Show, coming to you live every Wednesday night from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Thank you guys for joining us. We are here for you tonight to answer any questions about your homes. The 757 House Whisperer Show is here as a customer service show, customer service announcement show. I missed a word there. Just to kind of help you guys with figuring out the problems in your houses. So call in at 757-627-7979. Call in, ask any. You're not calling in to answer questions, we are. So call in, ask any questions about your house, from the roof down to the crawl space, siding, windows, framing, 16 penny nails. How long are they?
Cut nails.
Cut nails, finish nails, anything about building. I've got two masters here that you cannot stump. Let's see, how many years?
Well,
It's got to be.
this is year 2.
No, we're going to be 100. We got to be over. I mean, you get us halfway there. Yeah.
What do you got? At least 30.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And
that's 82,
I'm pretty
and I know
close.
you got-
I'm 25 plus. Yeah. So call in, ask any questions about your house. We're going to go over while we're waiting for your calls, we got a couple lines open, 627-7979. We want you to call in, ask any questions about problems on your house. As we are introducing ourselves from the show, I will start with, I am Chuck Worley. I am the founder and owner of Worley's Home Services with my partner Chase, my 31-year-old son, which hardly seems possible to have a child that old. So anyway, we own Worley's Home Services. We do heating and air, electrical, plumbing, crawl space encapsulation, spray foam insulation, just about everything. So I'm going to introduce our newest member of the team. That is Colson Porkney. He is with Mighty Dog Roofing, and they are our newest co-host, and he will be with us next week. So you want to introduce?
My name is Michael Davenport. My partner and I, Barry Taylor, own CVP Windows and Doors. And we do windows and Therma-Tru doors, Provia doors. We work from the northern neck over into Virginia's eastern shore, down into northeastern North Carolina, Virginia Beach, Pungo, all of the peninsula, Suffolk, Chesapeake, over into Richmond now. And we are your guys. If you have to tighten up the outside, we are the manufacturer. And I'd like to also introduce Jack Keller. Jack is the young mastermind of Legacy Painting, and he is a superior painter. Inside, outside, he can do it all. He's very knowledgeable for a young man, and he does a great job for the people I've referred him to.
Yeah, he's fantastic, and he's going all over the place to get educated by other painters that are tremendous painters. We all are looking up to people, even though we got a lot of experience ourselves. There's always experience that could go around. We're always learning, and there's more out there. It's just a tremendous amount of knowledge out there that we can also always get. So even though we've got, what did you say, 105 plus years of experience, there's still more experience to be had.
I think if you're not learning, you're not growing.
You're like a piece of fruit.
Yeah.
You're either getting ripe or you're deteriorating.
So I had a guy when I was a million years ago, 20 years ago, when I was selling for other companies, and I was one of the top. I was the top salesman. There's about 6 or 7 of us, and the manager said, "Yeah, we've got some trainer coming into town," and I recognized the guy's name. I was like, "Man, that guy's a great trainer, and he's smart in heating and air. He was a technician at one time." And so anyway, I'm like, "Man, can I go to that?" He's like, "Man, that's like $200." He said, "We're not paying for that." I was like, "Okay, can I go?" He goes, "All right, well, I'll block your schedule off, but why the hell do you need to go?" He's like, "You sell more in a year than that guy does." And I'm like, "But he's like a different style or whatever." I'm like, I can pick something up from this guy. And he goes, "You're the only guy going." And I said, yeah. And I said, Sorry, Damon was doing signals to me. No, was that a middle finger or one finger? Yeah, no, number one finger. So anyway, I was like, but I can pick up something. So anyway, I go to the class, I come back and I said, man, this guy taught me this, and I never thought about this, and man, I could do this and give literature, and I could like show the differences between equipment and he goes, you're the only guy that went, and you're the only one dumb enough to pay $200 for that guy. And I said, well, I'm also the number one guy of 7 technicians here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm like, maybe they would pass me if they went to a class to try and learn more. But I don't know. I just never understood people not wanting to go to seminars and stuff to improve your craft. I didn't get, I tell people all the time, I have forgotten more than I'll probably learn from now on, but it's so important to grow your business, grow your mind on different things. I mean, I'm a heat and air guy, but I'm talking about electrical and plumbing and roofing. Not that I need to know that stuff, but I think it's important to, when you look at a house as a system, everything goes together, so anyway, I just want to remind you guys, 627-7979. While we're introducing other people on the show, go ahead and.
Sorry for that tangent, but I think it was important for us to hit on that. My name is Alvin with Alvin Co. We specialize in remodels, kitchens, baths, additions, and we can do a new home for you. And we have Cindy with Alpha Pest Solutions. She is our lady that has a license to kill. And so she owns that. She's always up underneath the houses somewhere trying to find rodents and figure out how to get rid of them, and also to get rid of termites and all that stuff. But so that's us in a nutshell. We good, Chuck?
No, keep going. Keep going.
So,
okay, so you still hear us? Okay.
757-627-7979. Easy number, 627-7979.
I have a feeling that we're hitting Thanksgiving traffic already, because he was talking about heavy traffic, and Julie was talking about heavy traffic.
I came from Deep Matthews, Virginia. I was out at a friend's house over there, and Julie was coming from the south side. You were coming from Williamsburg.
I should have gone.
Julie said it took her 2 hours.
She left at 3:30. Yeah, she said she got here at 3:30. She left Virginia Beach at 3:30 and just got here a few minutes ago. So
sit back and enjoy the show if you're stuck in traffic.
Yeah, call in 627-7979. Call in, ask any questions about your house. Remember, we always send you a gift card for answering any questions.
Hey, let's do a traffic report. If you're in traffic, tell us where you are.
Yes. Who's been in traffic the longest?
That's
Who's
right.
been in traffic? We'll even give you a gift card. We'll give you a coffee gift card. So you can. Yeah, that is true. That is true. 627-7979. So let's go to Alvin on a public service announcement. What do we got to teach?
Yeah, so last week we were touching on things to get prepped for outside, and we were hitting on sealing your windows and just getting prepped for cold conditions. And one other thing that we probably didn't hit on is leaves are coming down, they're covering up stuff on your property. You're going to get out there, mow the leaves off, maintain the property, clear that roof off. Those leaves sitting on your roof and your gutters are going to do damage. You want to make sure the gutters are fully operational, that you don't have clogged gutters, water is moving away from your house. This is the time to be sure that your gutters are clean. And so
what's this season called?
Fall.
Yeah. So
why is it named fall? We're leaving the world.
And then of course, Cindy's probably sitting here saying, "Yeah, tell them be careful. The snakes are out there." Well,
yeah.
They're blowing and stuff like that. Keep an eye on the ground. Black snakes are friendly, but you got those other snakes out there that can blend into the leaves quite well. So you want to be careful out there.
Yeah, you just don't want to. I mean, wear gloves. Obviously, you don't want to just grab or a rake. At least pull it apart so you can see it before
if you're out there, getting ready for those nice bonfire nights where you got stacks of wood ready to go, you know, you're going to want to make sure you keep it away from your house. I mean, Cindy always is talking about that. Keep the wood away from the house. You're basically you're baiting the termites to come to your house when you're leaving all that wood on the ground. Keep it away, up off the ground, away from the house. It's going to be a better option for you. And then you won't be looking back 10 years from now wishing that you didn't pile the wood up against the house.
Yeah, and I had a customer one time. We were actually installing their system in Smithfield. It was actually a dentist in Williamsburg, just retired now. But anyway, we were doing this thing, and all of a sudden, this lady starts screeching like bloody hell, you know. And so anyway, the guys go running out of the attic because we're in the attic and go running down there. Dude, her hands swelled up the size of she got bit by a copper. She was grabbing the wood and just pulled the cover off. And of course it's nice and dry in there. So pulled off. So my guy's in a box truck. We throw this 60-some-year-old lady in the back of a box truck, and because she's like all swelled up, she's freaking out. So we drive her down to the hospital in Smithfield. There's not, you know,
It's got a little bit more.
Yeah, it's a little drive down there back probably 15 years ago, but yeah, you got to be careful.
How did that turn out?
She was fine. She it just I think it just scared the hell out of everybody.
Yeah.
One, you're up in the attic and you're like, is that somebody screeching? You know,
I always get confused about that. Did you guys take the snake with you for the anti-venom?
She knew it was a copperhead. She was a country girl. She was like, it was a copperhead. You know, back then you probably didn't have phones.
Exit with a knife and bite it. And
I did. I did.
Yeah, go ahead and tell that part.
No, I'm not doing that part. That's a lie. All right, so we got a couple callers on hold. Just hold on for us. We're coming to you. You want to go to a break first? All right, so we got John and Alan. We'll be to you right after the break. Chuck Worley with the 757 House Whisperer show coming on you. We got a couple lines open. We got a couple callers. So let's go to John in Hereford. Yeah. Hey, John.
Hey, John.
Hey, sirs. How you doing?
Great.
We are doing good.
Hey, I got a question on mini split size. Redoing the upstairs not redoing them, turning it into living space in the upstairs of my house in the attic. It's like a hip roof, framed it in and all. And it's going to add about 500 to 600 square feet roughly, with a much taller ceiling. I don't know the exact height, probably a good 10-foot ceiling due to the roof size. My question to you guys is,
half court.
What's that?
So you do a little half court up there. That's a pretty tall.
Play some basketball.
You play some basketball up there.
Yeah, hopefully get away from all the kids.
Yeah.
But that's the point. But question to you is, with that size space, and it's not part of the HVAC system of the regular house, mini split size, would a 9K or a 12K do?
How wide and how long is that?
Yeah,
room?
He said 500 or 600.
600 square feet, 10 foot
Well,
tall.
yeah. Is that so that means it's probably what, like a 20 by what?
30?
Probably about 20 by 30.
Okay.
And
it's
so
got
it's
more
20 feet
standard.
wide.
I don't know offhand. but
Okay.
it's
I
probably
mean, let's say it's
wide.
less than 600 square foot. The old rule of thumb back 50 years ago is $600 square foot per ton. That's just to keep you honest. New construction can get up to $700 a square foot. If you're spray foaming it,
$700.
I'm sorry, 700 square foot. 700 square foot per ton.
ton.
Again, the problem is we have spray foam now. We have better insulation now. We have infiltration now. We have tighter houses now. So there's a lot of, we do what's called a writes-off load calculation. We have a software that basically now these things are getting so, excuse me, they're getting so daggone tight that you can actually scan a room with a computer, with an iPad now, and it will give you all the dimensions, the insulation, the R values,
Is this
the
a room
window
over
R
the?
value.
Is this a room over the garage?
He said the whole house.
No, he said the whole
He's
house.
pulling
Whole
the whole
house,
house
yeah.
off in the
Yeah.
rafter.
Stairs are in
And
the
it's
center of the
all
house, if you will. So,
Yeah, so you got.
I did get it spray foam previously.
The ideal thing to do is a load calculation. Put it into the software and figure out what exactly it is, because you have a lot more
Variables.
especially like you have knee walls on the sides. You have attic space
no.
on the side.
Well, yes, yeah, of course with the hip roof, yeah, I guess if you want to call it that, yeah. I mean, the walls are, they go up about probably 5 feet, and then the roof, then it kicks into the roof
That's
slope.
right.
So
The problem
Yeah.
with the knee walls is this is a tricky framing situation. And a lot of people get this wrong. You have vertical insulation meeting insulation that's underneath your floor, and or should I say, the insulation in the floor forms two things. It forms the insulation for below, because you probably had it there before, right? Is there insulation
Correct.
in the ceiling?
yes.
Okay. So it's sitting on the ceiling. The problem is it's not touching the floor above. So what's going to happen is the air in what we call the knee walls is going to move underneath the knee walls and across the floor, and your floor is going to be very cold. So this is a very critical spot where you need to insulate properly. You have to block that area from
When he
air
says insulate,
infiltration.
we're talking about spray foam. We're stopping
Yeah,
infiltration.
you either spray foam it, or you're gonna cut
R30
pieces of rigid foam insulation and spray those puppies in place. But you've got to stop the air. Here, these little details are what's going to determine whether you're going to have
Enough
more
in there.
tons or less
Yeah,
tons
right.
when you do your load count.
And then the other thing is you have 3 attics, not 1.
yes,
You have an attic on the right, attic on the left, and attic above. So now we need more tonnage to overcome 3 attics instead of 1. And this is why we run into nightmares with rooms over the garages.
Actually, with
It's
a
because
hip
you
roof,
have-
it's going to have 5, because the hip comes up around. So you got front, back,
yeah,
left,
that's a
and
lot.
right,
Mhm.
and attic.
Yeah.
So you got 5.
You got a lot of
attics.
space.
See why I
there that you
surround
gotta
myself with smart people? Yes.
No,
That
I
is-
just
it's-
listen and I comment.
Yeah, no, that's a valid point.
But so going back to that under the floor insulation, if it's not touching the ceiling below and it's not touching the floor above, or it's going to touch one or the other, it's probably not touching both. One of
Yeah.
those spaces is going to be cold. So I
Yeah.
always get really nervous about when I'm doing that construction to make sure that detail is right. Otherwise, that space is not going to be
Should
comfortable.
we go into more detail? Because I'm kind of so we're talking about the space in between the first
the
floor
first floor and second
and
floor.
the second
Yeah.
floor.
Mhm.
All right, so I'm just trying to go into a little
Yeah.
bit more
Yeah,
detail
we do
to
need
someone
to paint a
who
picture.
hasn't seen
And it's
that. So-
probably a 2x12. Yeah, I would hope.
Yeah.
Because
Mhm.
that's, but if
how old is the house?
2010 it was built. So
so you
Okay,
have
yeah,
2x12s there, or do you have 2x10s?
2
Forming
by
that
10, I
floor.
believe it is.
Okay.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
So, a 2x10 is gonna, I don't know what R value you can hold in a 2x10 with bats, but it may be packed. But if it wasn't R38 before, it doesn't need to be it now, because it's going to be between.
Well, you're gonna have conditioned
you have
space
two
above
conditioned
it. Yeah, so
spaces.
you don't need it.
So if it's really tight to the floor system and really tight to the ceiling at the same time, the concern that I'm trying to present to you may be exacerbated, but at the same time, I'd still probably take rigid foam insulation, cut it to 9 1/4 tall, 14 1/2 long. I would jam those in right underneath the knee wall, and then I would take spray foam and spray that off or tape it off and make sure there was no air infiltration.
So what
underneath
he's
that floor
talking
system.
about is, and again, I'm just trying to go a little bit more in detail. So if you're in your knee wall, looking at the back of your knee wall from your attic, like you're sitting
On
in
the
attic,
outside.
right? Sitting in the
You're
attic.
sitting in the
You're
attic.
sitting in the attic, looking at the wall, not in the room. So you're going to look at that knee wall, go all the way down and to the bottom of that wall, and you're going to see a space that actually goes from one side of the house to the other.
And you'll probably be running Cat 5 through there or electrical
Yeah,
through
sure.
there. It'll
Yeah,
be really
100%.
beneficial to you.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of space in there, but once you realize that you have to block that, does that make sense, John, what we're talking about?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yeah, I
Okay.
understand.
All right.
Yeah, it's a
So
pretty good idea.
I just want to make sure you understood. So so anyway, that's really important. We're getting ready to go to a hard break. That was a great question, John. Thank you for calling
I
in.
think we got more stuff we can
Yeah,
talk about.
hang on, John.
Yeah. Hey, this is Chuck Worley with the 757 House Whisperers Show. Coming to you live. We've got 3-4 callers on hold, so please hold on for us while we're getting to you. We do want to finish the guy talking to John. He dropped off the line. Hopefully he's still listening, because when I first started, I said 600 to 700 square foot per ton. For this particular type of design, that is not going to work because there's too many variables with this type of design. We were already talking about insulation things, improving that. I mean, spray foam, actually the 700 would probably be pretty, if he spray foams everything,
you could make
that makes
tight,
it
make
really,
like a
really
refrigerator.
tight. But I am thinking that he's probably going to need, 1.5 tons up there.
Yeah.
I would probably be nervous about putting less than that
Little bit more.
because of the,
And I don't know, we had enough information quite yet, but those rooms are really squirrely. I mean, they really can trick you up, and you want to make sure you get some calculations.
Let's finish that thought while we were off the air talking about this. And by the way, John, you are helping a lot of people by calling in and asking this one particular question, because it's making us go a whole bunch of places, from insulation to sizing of air conditioning to where to run your Cat 5 cables, in between. So we covered a lot. So that was a really good question for us. So let's talk about the attic and going into the roof. Again, the house is a system, right? So now we're going into a ridge vent. We started talking about a ridge vent to make sure it is venting, right? So then we want baffles, right? So baffles, putting in insulation before he puts on the sheetrock. So that's another one. So you do want to finish that?
Yeah.
thought?
So what we were trying to, I mean, a lot of people don't realize this. You don't want a vaulted area, because this space is going to have some sloping ceilings. It's going to have the knee walls. In those sloping ceiling areas, you want continuous ventilation at the soffit. That ventilation will lead into the knee walls. And then you want to make sure that air moves along the roof deck. So the baffles are backed up against the bottom side of the plywood, and then you're going to have insulation underneath that. You do not want to push that insulation to where it's to the bottom of the roof deck. If you do, you are going to essentially need a lot more tonnage to make that room stay cool. That roof deck will get hot. That heat will transfer through the insulation straight into the drywall, right into the room. So it's really important that you have ventilation at the soffit. That ventilation will basically, your roof deck will heat up. You're going to have what is called convection. That hot air is going to move along the roof deck above the baffles to the ridge. And in this case, because you have a hip roof involved, you have less space to vent that entire roof area, because usually you want to have like 2 inches for every foot of ridge for venting. In this case, since it's a hip, it's going to be very tricky to make sure you get a proper amount of ventilation. And Chuck was pushing the spray foam, which is a great option for this, because of the fact you're not going to get that proper ventilation along that roof deck. So I'm on board. And spray that sucker, seal it up. Seal underneath there. There's 2 reasons why you'd want to seal underneath that floor. Is you don't want critters moving along underneath between those 2 floor systems. The rats and rodents will get in there. They're going to have. I
mean, they got a wide open space.
Yeah, they're going to get from one end to the house. They will camp out underneath there. So seal it up and stop them from going underneath there.
All right. Looks like we got a couple more callers. Let's go to Alan and Buck Row.
Hey, Alan.
Man, hey everybody. Down here in
Hey,
Buckeye
man.
Beach, we love this show. We learn so much, and everybody listens to 790 WNNS like all day long and all night long, even at night sometimes, guys. I don't know if you're awake, but on WNNS, they talk about UFOs and Bigfoot. But listen,
You know,
heard
I was driving home one night and had it on and heard that. That is funny.
You've
That
called the
is
show
funny.
before, hadn't you, Alan?
I call the show often, and I call
I
the
know. I
sports
thought I
show.
I
recognized
thought you
your voice.
recognized. Yeah. Well, thanks for calling. Thanks for the kind words. We
But
appreciate
listen-
it. We
but listen, guys.
we hope that people understand the value of having some kind of third party, because we don't know, and some of these people we don't even know or whatever.
They're
So
just shy.
We
Yeah,
appreciate
we
our
just-
faithful listeners, man.
that's right.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. So what's the pest control
Okay.
question?
Okay, here's what I got. I got three things, but listen to me. Although I got some experience at calling into this show, not just this show, but WNS in general through the years, but that last guy, John, that's a hard act to follow. I mean, that guy has a
That was a good
that
question.
guy
You're
has-
going to try and top that one?
No, there's no.
You let us do the whole house.
But I couldn't do better than that guy. He has a radio voice, and he was excellent at back and forth. And I learned things when he. I hope he's still listening. John, this is Alan in Buckeye Beach. Dude, hats off to you, and I'm gonna buy you a beer next time I see you at happy hour. But listen, guys, here's what I want to say, and I can't do what that guy did because I'm not good at going back and forth. I would just want to make three important comments to the show, and then please allow me to take your comments off the air. But the first one is about a week ago on Old Fox Hill Road here in Hampton near Buckeye Beach, I saw a Worley's vehicle. It was either a van or a truck, and it was pulling one of those trailers that's enclosed. You kind of put tools in, and he was just passing me in traffic. And I looked at that, and I thought to myself, Chuck, I got to tell you, man, he was a good-looking kid driving that truck, and that truck was nice, and I still think it's important. Sometimes people disagree with me in business. Man, when you look good, and people trust you more. I mean, Chuck, you do such a great job. Your company, the vehicles, they just look so good. I mean, okay, now, Chuck, I don't want to say anything else because your head's too big already.
Exactly.
Listen, the next
My
thing
wife's
I wanna
already
get
here
to-
popping my head.
Yeah, we got to
Good
get
opinion.
Chuck out of this building before long, and the doors are only 3
Not
foot
any more
wide.
room in
Dude,
here.
I am so thank you so much for the kind words.
I
That
hear
is
you
that is
guys.
very nice. We
Listen,
do
I
take
wanna-
care of our trucks. We try and buy new ones every year and give to our guys, and I think they do appreciate it. I know some of them do, and I'm really glad that they do. But we do try and keep them clean, and we think it matters. We do think it matters. What
Chuck,
I don't know if you ever driven down the road and seen a construction guy smoking a cigarette. The whole front dash has cups and nasty and Burger King from 2 weeks ago, and up there, and the homeowner's looking at this guy's dash when she's driving by, thinking, "Dang, if she's going to treat his house his truck like that, what's my house going to look like?" So we tell the guys, keep your dash clean. Some guys are cleaner than other guys. Everybody has their living space, but I think it's important to have a good professional image. So thank
Chuck,
you.
Listen, everybody can't be Chuck, and I'm not going to build your head up any bigger. But listen, I want to get to the bug thing, guys, okay?
Mhm.
I know
Yep.
this lady here in Buckeye Beach. She's slightly older than me, and for 2 summers in a row, she continues to tell me, I don't need pest control or anything because I never see any bugs. And I tried to explain to her, guys, the last 2 summers, just because you don't see any bugs does not mean that you don't have bugs.
The easiest way to see a bug is you have your termite guy treat your house. The bugs are not going to come out normally in the daytime for you to see them. But when you get up in the morning and your house has been treated and the bug's laying dead in the kitchen, you know that he came out that night and he met his end.
Same.
Here you go again, taking over the whole show. By the way, that's kind of funny when you see the dead bug. Hey, listen, guys, I don't want to take up too much time because I know other people want to call in. Here's my third thing down here in Buckeye Beach, and I'm going to take your comments off the air. I know these people that own 2 beach houses down here on First Street, and they're up and down stairs, okay? On close to the beach. But both of those two beach houses, upstairs, downstairs, separate, the man that owns them and everything has been telling me for years. He says, Alan, it's kind of hard to rent the downstairs ones. And I was like, why? And he goes, because both of them two separate things, they say they can hear everything that the people upstairs can do, from walking on the floor, open up the refrigerator, going in and out of the house, and they complain all the time through the years. So my question is there such thing as a soft floor or a soft carpet in an upstairs small beach house apartments where the people downstairs don't actually hear almost everything that the people upstairs do? Because somebody mentioned that to me, that there was some kind of a product that would quiet the noise upstairs from the people downstairs. And I'll take your comments off the air.
All right. It was a great question. Let's go to either Alvin or, I mean, I'm thinking spray foam or salt. What's the wool?
You can use it. There's a product that can use a level of floor.
Soundboard.
Well, they use this in condos, and it's about 3/4 of an inch thick, and it does quiet the upstairs and the downstairs.
Is it Homoso?
I can't remember.
It's
what
like
the
a
brand
press-
name is. When I
Press
first
newspaper stuff.
yeah.
There's all kinds of stuff you can use for that, but I think it's going to be very difficult to get
At
that
this
to
point
where
in
you're
time,
not
I
going to
mean,
have
you
sound
shouldn't be able to hear
transmission.
somebody open a refrigerator.
So
no, that's
I
an
mean,
exaggeration.
So
probably.
I would say cork. You can buy, there's cork flooring out there now.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can actually get like a quiet walk padding that you put down under LVP. Carpet would be a great option. Obviously, you're not going
Carpet's
to
the
want
only
carpet in
option,
your, you
yeah.
don't want to have carpet in your kitchen, but you can carpet everything else. So there are definitely options out there. What I would probably do is I would probably go with a better type of cork or flooring on the upstairs, but I would also probably put hat channel on the ceiling of the downstairs room and then put an additional 2 layers of drywall. That right there is gonna, I mean, you got to kind of create it like a movie theater. They really build it out. So there are definitely products out there where they can put like, they have this caulk now that you can put, that's like a liquid rubber that you put along the, we call them fur strips or a hat channel. Then they're kind of metal furring strips that you would add to the drywall, and then lower the ceiling down and put 2 more layers. You could put a bead of caulk between the 2 drywalls right there. That would probably kill a tremendous amount of the sound.
So let's say max. All right. So let's kind of go. So number 1, thickest carpet sheet you can get.
STC
Number
is what
2
you're
is
shooting for,
foam,
sound transmission control.
The foam underneath the carpet. Obviously, it's thick and whatever. And then
Go with an
the
8
flooring,
pound or higher, maybe a 10 pound.
I would do the highest,
But
thickest
go with the highest,
quality foam that you could put underneath the carpet. I'd probably go with the thickest carpet, and then before that is the floor. The flooring, which we were just talking about, and that's what you were talking about, cork.
Yeah.
Right? So the thickest, most quietest, because you don't want to do
But
it
here's the thing about all of that.
halfway and then
Landlords don't normally want to spend a lot of money
Yeah.
to fix anything.
absolutely.
You know it. He's
Yeah,
thinking
so
the money's racked up in his head. He's like, it's not worth it.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. You'll go out there, you'll spend a day with him.
He's like, wait a minute. So you're saying it's going to be 30 years before I get my return on this?
yeah,
Yeah, but you'll actually be able to rent it out.
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculous that people.
Just tell him to rent it from people from Maryland that think they got a deal.
Yeah, exactly.
So thanks again for calling in.
No, that was a great question. And of course, his thing on pest control. Obviously, there are bugs, and if you're in Buck Road, you got muskrats. You got,
I was going to speak to that in the sense that, hey, if she's saying there's no bugs, Cindy will come out there and look at it for free. So what's the hesitation? Have her come out.
Yeah,
check
absolutely.
it out.
Do a free inspection. So I will tell you this: we had some rats in our barn, and then all of a sudden I found a 7-foot and 8-foot snake within 2 days, and I said, Cindy, I need to get you out here to get rid of my barn rats. And then the next day I saw the 7-foot and 8-foot, and I said, you know what?
Never mind.
Give it a minute. I think I'll be fine, dude. I haven't seen a rat in a year since I've seen those 8-foot
Yeah.
snake. Now, Julie is not happy about those 8-foot. And I've never seen a snake this big before.
They are.
I mean, it's a black snake. It is harmless, but I'm going to tell you, he bent a rake when I tried to pick his butt up.
Yeah.
So let's go to Robert in Norfolk, and then we got a few minutes left. So Robert in Norfolk.
Hey, Robert.
Okay, I have two quick questions. One is, do you do bathroom renovations? And the second question is, it's on the surface, it sounds like a stupid question, but I have a 3-story house. When you get to the 3rd story, we have a bedroom, a walk-in closet, a walk-in attic, and an attic with no steps that I have to get installed one day. So when it rains, how do I figure out if there's a leak? This is a stupid question. Without having to walk through the attic every time it rains, with a roof that's about 30 years old and still in relatively good shape.
So you have a leak, or you just want to just kind of periodically check when it's raining?
Yeah, if I'm not a real handy homeowner, without going into that attic every time it rains.
And you said the roof is 30 years old.
28 years old, and every time I have a roof,
that roof lived its life.
Yeah, I mean, the blessing is that you can walk into your attic. You could, and this is being facetious, you could just stay on the 1st floor, and eventually the water will eventually get there. I don't recommend that, but that is a blessing that you can walk into your attic. That's really the best answer, is just to periodically go up there. But I would probably get Colson out there. I mean, 28 years old, you're on. It's not a question of when, if, it is when you replace it. And do you want to replace it when you got 6 gallons of water coming through and your mother-in-law's got to be there in a week?
Well,
So,
a 28-year-old roof, if you're like, well, I'm not ready to do it, I'm not ready to pull the trigger on that. I would definitely have somebody come out and do an inspection, make sure there's no fungus, make sure the shingles aren't super brittle. One windstorm, you could be in a bad situation if the shingles are that old. Then also the thing that is fresh in my mind, as we've gone over the shows over and over again, is that your roof may last 30 years, but the boots on all the pipes that are penetrating through your roof, they are not 30-year boots. So the first thing that's going to fail in the first place leak is they're going to dry rot, and those suckers will pull away from the actual PVC, and you're going to have a leak there. So I would concentrate on getting somebody out there at a minimum and doing a overboot on those to make sure that you're not going to have a leak there if you're going to try to squeeze another couple years out of that roof.
All right. So we got D in Suffolk. We got a few minutes. Our show is, we only got about 3 minutes left.
Come on,
D. Go ahead, D.
I just wanted to say that I had Cindy out to look at my crawl space and around the house ahead of selling a slum home, and she was just awesome. I would encourage anybody, if you're looking for peace of mind on something you think might be a problem or might not, have her come out to do an inspection. She will not sell you a service or a program that you don't need, but she will give you an honest opinion. And if you have a problem, she'll let you know what she can do for you. And if you don't, she'll tell you that too.
Yeah, we're pretty fond of her too.
Yeah.
Well, I think she's terrific. And I'll just say one other thing without going into any details, is that Tommy Hines is one of the finest people I've ever met in this area.
Great guy.
He's fantastic. So, I heard he's just got his book out too. So yeah, Tommy is a good friend to the show. So, well, thank you for the kind words. Cindy is the only woman that you know with a license to kill. She is one of our co-hosts, and we've got a few minutes to kind of introduce everybody on the way out. And anybody have anything else to add before we end the show?
No, man, I think we had a great conversation.
Yeah.
Dude, really John, I think definitely wins on the best question, because as I say all the time, houses talk to us, but houses are a system. They all work together. The reason that we put on this show and have so many different co-hosts is because everybody's got their specialty in the things that they do. It's important to kind of have companies that work together, especially when you have several problems going on in the house. Don't just come in. We're not You're never going to hear, hey, 20% off, 10%. Well, that is not what the show is about. The show is about giving back to our community that has given so much to us in business. We are so grateful.
Price.
At a fair price. But the thing is, really, we're just giving back to our area, serving our area, answering questions, giving you a place to call. We think it's important. And we have had so many kind words. And I got a question popping across the screen.
Why don't you let him?
Yes, we do, because we got 2 minutes. We have 2 minutes. So we got a bathroom renovation. Yes, Robert Albin will give you a call after the show. But yes, we definitely do bathroom renovations. So, is he still on the line? I didn't know we had 4 minutes. I thought we had 3. Okay.
He does.
Is he still on the line? Okay, go ahead and go to him real quick.
Hey, Robert.
All right,
Okay,
go ahead,
so my
Robert.
question was,
Hey, Robert.
you answered my question, but there's a whole demo that has to happen of the existing bathroom. So do you do the demo? And two,
Yeah,
do you use
we'll
zip
do
wall?
we'll do
Because it's an
turnkey,
interior
yeah.
bathroom. I don't want all the dust and debris going all over the bedroom.
Yeah, so we come in, we set up some dust barriers. We work very carefully with you to set up a traffic plan. I don't know how to put it, but we make sure we take care of all your interiors as we're moving in and out, and we'll definitely sit down and talk to you about the whole thing, make sure that you're comfortable about it and that you don't get dust all over the place.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Which industry do you use subs for?
I'm sorry?
Do you sub out the plumbing or the electrical?
Yeah, so we definitely will have a whole team, and that team consists of multiple contractors. We are not licensed plumbers or electricians or any of that stuff. We are the general contractor on the project, so we will pull the permit, and then the other trades will pull their permits on underneath ours.
That is correct. All right. Well, let's thank you guys for a great show. We had, I think, five different questions on the show that led to some other stuff on the, like one question led to another. Just like we say, a house is a system. So this is Chuck Worley. I am the founder and host of the 757 House Whisperers show. I am also the founder and owner of Worley's Home Services. We do heating and air conditioning, electrical, plumbing, HVAC, duct systems, crawl space encapsulation, spray foam insulation. We do it all. I would also like to introduce Colson Porkney with Mighty Dog Roofing. So you want to go ahead?
Michael Davenport, CVP Windows and Doors. My partner and I, Barry Taylor, are a manufacturer, and we also do Therma-Tru doors and Provia doors. We are your only local person that manufactures. Also like to mention Jack Keller, Legacy Painting. He is a great young man that does a fabulous job.
And I would like to introduce Cindy with Alpha Pest Solutions. She is the only lady in the Hampton Roads area with the license to kill. She will help you with your pest and moisture and fungus issues. My name is Albin with Albin Co. We specialize in remodels of kitchens, baths, and additions.
All right. Thank you guys for calling in and thanking us for the show. It means a lot to us.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.